Welcome back to the Bluechip Breakdown, Vols fans. I'm your host, Bull. Fall camp starts on Wednesday, so it is just about football season. And there's been a whole lot of question marks surrounding our defense, especially in pass coverage. And most people would be pointing to our secondary for that. But for me, I know that a lot of that actually came from our linebacking core. So in today's video, I'm going to help y'all to get more excited about the season startup and talk about Keenan Pili, who I think is going to end up being the new school version of Al Wilson. But as always, y'all, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That's a huge help to us. Huge shout out, as always, to everyone that's a member of the channel, everyone that's donating to this channel. You can become a member by clicking that join button just below this video. You can also donate to the channel by scanning the Cash App QR code in the top right or left-hand corner of this video with your smartphone. If you're watching from your smartphone, all those links will be down in the description below. You can also contact us on social media or by email. Again, all that will be down in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump into this thing. All right, so we're going to take a look at a few clips from Keenan Pili versus Virginia. That's the only game that he played in last season. And whenever you think about a Tim Banks coach defense, especially over the past couple of seasons, we're talking about 2022 and 2023, you typically think, hey, we're great in run support, which obviously that's all front seven, and the second level, which is the linebackers, are a part of that. And you think, well, we weren't really great in pass coverage, but it's not all on the secondary like we talked about in the intro. Some of that is also because of our linebacking core, especially if you look at 2022. Our linebackers just were a liability in pass coverage. I think that they took a step forward in that aspect in 2023, but they took a couple of steps back as far as run support. And a huge part of the reason for that is because Keenan Pili only played in our first game. But this year, as long as he's healthy, which I think that he will be because he did cut some weight, he's over 6'3". I think he's a little bit closer to 6'4", now at 242 pounds. Last season, he was closer to about 250. But whenever you cut weight, you're going to be able to play with more speed and flexibility. That should help you to, kind of ward off some of those injuries that Keenan Pili has had throughout his entire career. Now, he is 25 years old, so he has that grown man strength, but y'all are going to love what he's going to be bringing to this team, especially that linebacking core, just as far as playing bully ball, doing a great job in run support, identifying plays, being in the right spots at the right times, but also in pass coverage. He's an absolute and total beast. So y'all will enjoy this, but I just kind of wanted to set the stage so that we understand what we're looking for right here. This is a player that is big, strong, fast, and athletic. He can play out in space, which is exactly what Coach William Inge was talking about as soon as he came over from Washington to our Volunteers. So we'll see all of that. And again, that bully ball mindset, I think that he is going to end up being like the new school version of Al Wilson. Let's go ahead and jump into his film. All right, so on the first play, we have him obviously lined up at Mike, which is what he's going to be playing this season. Let's pay attention to a couple things. Number one, boom. He identifies this play very, very quickly. Let's watch it again. Let's let this thing roll. Okay, so boom. That's kind of in RPO. I think that it was in RPO, and you can kind of tell from this point right here, the quarterback is looking at the linebackers, but at the same time, he's not looking where the running back would be going. So it kind of leads me to believe, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is really in RPO or if it's just play action kind of, quick screen sort of a deal. But the biggest thing is going back to Keenan Pili. Watch the way that he's able to identify this very quickly. So he stays in this spot right here, doing a good job, being a veteran. He's played a whole lot of football. We talked about him being 25 years old. He knows what to look for. I don't know if we've had a player in such a long time that can identify plays from the linebacker position the way that Keenan Pili does, but watch how quickly he's able to explode over here and make this play up by the line of scrimmage as soon as he does identify it. This is what you need to have in the SEC. So boom, sees it, gets up there, makes a good sound fundamental tackle right at the line of scrimmage. That is what you want on a first down play to kick a game off. We should see a whole lot of that. Let's keep this thing rolling. But yeah, I mean, and then he also walks over the guy. You have to love that. Now, inside of the red zone, look at this. Pretty much, kind of the same thing, right? We're talking about him reading and reacting, identifying where the play is going, and we're going to let this thing roll. So boom, goes through. So what you're going to see right here, that hole that's opened up as a linebacker, you're taught to kind of find the holes on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage, right? Because that's what the running back's going to be looking for. So he's already identified that this is a run play. The ball is out of the quarterback's hands. He saw that, but this is the hole. So he's going to flow through right here, maintaining inside leverage, which is exactly what linebackers are coached to do. This is textbook. This is beautiful. This is a, NFL caliber linebacker. He could be playing in the league right this moment, and he is just stepping into, I think the prime of his football playing career. So watch what he does, though, as he's flowing through. okay, goes unblocked. A whole lot of a reason for that is, first off, the defensive line did a good job of keeping him clean, but also the way that he identifies it quickly. Typically, his first step is going to be forward, and he has the speed to be able to track it down from behind that running back. And we see another tackle being made up at the line of scrimmage. Something else that I definitely want to point out right here is that every time that he's making a tackle, I would say probably 95% of the time, you'll see even his own teammates are going to kind of get, tossed around as well. So he is coming and enforcing with some thump. And I believe this is Roman Harrison that's going to kind of catch a stray. You see how far he kind of got blown away just from Keenan Pili's momentum. So you have to love that. Now, again, okay, this is third down. This is third and goal. Now, what you love right here is Keenan Pili identifying that there's a running back coming in motion out of the backfield. What do we always talk about on this channel, y'all? Whenever you're playing on defense, you cannot let things cross your face. Keenan Pili does not do that. It's something that is obviously still used today, but especially, back in the older school days, I mean, that was like a cardinal sin if you let someone cross your face. So let's go ahead and let this thing roll. We're going to see him flow out. Now, boom. What we're seeing here, okay, is the quarterback wanted to go to this quick screen to the, I don't know, is this the running back? I think that it is. Yeah, okay, so the running back comes out of the backfield. He wants to go to him right here. They have everything set up. So what you're seeing is Keenan Pili immediately flies out there with his hair on fire, and he's going to attack the outside shoulder of this blocker and that running back. Okay, so that's the offensive threat. He's helping to minimize that. Now, whenever you pay attention to the numbers, what you have is 3 guys on their offense blocking for this, wide receiver threat, whether you want to call him a running back, wide receiver, whatever at this point. And we have 4 people over here. But as this thing continues to flow, what you see is now we have 1 man that's free, and that's just out on the perimeter. As we kind of touched on, Keenan Pili is also going to be able to engage with this play by taking away the outside leverage that this, offensive ball carrier would have to work with. And now he would have to flow back to the inside of Keenan Pili, where all of the help is at on defense. Look at how many unblocked defenders we have right here in the middle of this field. The outside's locked up. We're going to be able to stop this play on a third and goal. The quarterback saw that pretty quickly. He understood, hey, the numbers really didn't make sense from the start of this. But once he saw the way that Keenan Pili came out and attacked, kind of like this lead blocker right here, this tight end, he said, I'm just going to try to get back up to the line of scrimmage and keep the ball in the middle of the field so that my field goal kicker can just get us 3 at this point. But keep on watching Keenan Pili on this, because I want for y'all to notice something, okay? Right here, he is engaging with this blocker to keep him from going up to that third level. But watch this. Boom. He disengages whenever he wants to. He did that with his left arm. And he did actually get injured pretty early on in this game. I don't think that it happened just yet, but at some point, like, we're going to see that he is injured, but you won't really be able to tell because he continues to play with the same type of fight and effort and dog. And I love this because really Keenan Pili is the main factor and the main reason that this play was blown up from Jump Street. So obviously a very dynamic playmaker, and you can also just tell how explosive he is. So he's playing back at Mike. Again, what we're seeing off of his first step, once we get back around to the start of this, okay, so first step is forward, because they're showing that this could potentially be a run. That's what linebackers are coached to do. Your first step needs to be forward. What does that mean? Well, it means that they're going to be making plays up by the line of scrimmage. But what I also love is it's not a whole lot of a step. He kind of takes I would say maybe like a half-yard hop forward, but then he drops back into pass coverage and takes away those passing lanes, does a great job of flowing out, right? Because the quarterback's moving to his right, to Keenan Pili's left, but Keenan Pili moves in that same direction, takes away those passing lanes to discourage the quarterback from trying to throw that football. And again, he's a taller, longer guy. And because of that, he is going to be able to interrupt those passing lanes. Now, this throw right here was incomplete, partially because we've got a tremendous defensive line that got pressure on the quarterback very quickly. The D-line from 2023 is going to be even better in 2024. So we are expecting to continue to see maybe a little bit more pressure, if not at least the same amount. So we are thinking that, hey, listen, this is SEC ball, right? This is Power 4, Power 5 college football. Everything happens very, very quickly. So I just love the fact that Keenan Pili is able to, react and kind of ward off this quarterback from being able to complete this pass beyond him. But watch this, because the pass is thrown incomplete. But watch what it does right here. Boom, right here. this is the bully ball stuff that we're talking about. This gives me chills because this is the type of stuff that we all know, if you've been a longtime Tennessee fan, that Al Wilson used to do, right? Like, you got to intimidate these players. And look at what Keenan Pili's doing. He might be saying something, he might not be, we can't tell. He doesn't really strike me as the sort of a player that talks that much out on the field, but his body language, his presence is very well known right here. And what he's doing is he's standing up over this guy. Look, he's an alpha in this situation. That offensive player doesn't even want to look him in the face. And he's showing him, he's like, look, I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm faster than you. If you dare to have the audacity to make this catch moving forward, I'm going to be right here and I'm going to inflict pain on you. And I love the way that he continues to stare him down as he's walking away. That's what we need. We've been kind of missing that. I think that we've had it some in spurts, but now we've got a linebacker that's going to be the leader of this linebacking room and of this entire defense, one of the leaders on this team. He's going to bring that bully ball sort of mindset throughout this entire team. So that is really big. That's what you need whenever you're going up against the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Floridas. And he won't just do it versus Virginia. He's going to do it versus them too. Also, any team that dares to step out on the field versus us in the playoffs will get that same type of Keenan Pili and defensive mindset, period. So love to see it. Let's get on to this next play right here. He just does a good job of being where he's supposed to be, reads it, boom, boom, he sees it. Okay, he's not moving away. Something that we had kind of briefly touched on, but if you go back to the games that we lost over the past couple of seasons, the linebacking core is all over the place. So if they see some sort of a play action or, whatever, if there's any sort of misdirection, we were taking some false steps and getting ourselves out of position. But Keenan Pili, being a wily old veteran, understands what's happening here. So he knows, I don't need to move. I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to let this thing play out. And he does it. And watch this again. Boom, arrives with bad intentions. I want for you to pay attention to the first player on our team that gets engaged with this tackle. Watch what happens to them. Even they kind of flip around because of the way that Keenan Pili was able to make this tackle. And again, his momentum kind of forced the offensive player around. And it was so strong that it went all the way through the offensive player to our own player on defense and kind of flipped him around too. So you have to love that. Let's move on to the next play. But yeah, that's definitely a huge part of playing linebacker. Now, right here, what we're going to see, as we talked about before, you can't let things cross your face. Keenan Pili gets that. On this play, it's 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 9. And I believe that Keenan Pili was actually coming on a blitz. But what you'll notice is the running back comes out of the backfield. Watch how fluid Keenan Pili is coming on this blitz and then gets engaged with the running back coming out of the backfield. And pass coverage, this is man-to-man coverage, by the way. He can do it at a very high level. Look at that, boom. Neutralizes him, takes him away, and at the same time, as we keep on talking about, whenever this play is there to be made, he disengages with that running back. He's holding on to him right here, not because that running back is blocking him. It's really just because he's holding on to him to make sure that he cannot make the catch. Up out the line of scrimmage like he normally is. Okay, our defense to the inside is flowing, and he is maintaining outside leverage here. What you'll notice with the player that's blocking Keenan Pili is he still isn't making eye contact. I think it might be the same player from earlier whenever Keenan Pili just walked up on him and stood over him type of a deal, and he still don't want no parts of it, right? So watch this, though. Boom. I'm disengaging now. Like, you were never really blocking me. I was holding on to you. So if this play does get outside of the tackles with two people that we see right here, I'm still fighting to get in on that just to make sure. So that is beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see from a defender on your team. Now, right here, what we're going to notice as soon as this play comes back around is that we are not lined up right. I'm sure that they got ripped for this in film study, on this Sunday following this game, because I don't remember seeing us ever being this far out of position on a play since this one. But look at who is lined up and who is ready to go, who is in position as far as the front 7 players go. Keenan Pili, that's what a veteran does. He's ready to rock and roll right here, right now. He's there. Boom. I don't care where everyone else is at. Doesn't matter. Flows over, does a really good job of helping to secure this tackle, keeping it short of the first down. Now back at Mike. Now, what I love right here is we're going to see these offensive linemen get up to the second level. It doesn't always happen, but it can happen. It is going to happen for sure in the SEC. Primarily, again, the defensive line is supposed to try to keep these guys off of our second level, which will be our linebackers. They didn't really do it right here, and that's perfectly fine. This is a 1st and 10 play, but watch what Keenan Pili does. His first step is forward. We can see he had moved up. Now he's moving back because he's identified 2 offensive linemen are coming up to the second level to block me, but he still has his eyes on this running back, and He's going to do this right here. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to step back. I'm just trying to see where the running back is going. Okay, so he's already made a decision to come to the middle. Now I'm going to use my speed and my athleticism to make both of y'all miss out in the open field, get up here and help out on this tackle. That's high-level stuff, y'all. This is why I'm saying that he could be playing in the NFL right now, and he is playing like an NFL linebacker at this point. Now, whenever you watch this play, he, again, is going to identify it. Players are trying to, either they're motioning to that side. He's not going to be fooled by it. He's not going to let things cross his face. He's been inside of that film. He understands what's going on, but he flows over. Watch how explosive he is out of his stance to get to this spot. Boom, I'm there. I'm beating people. I'm beating secondary guys here. And, that's a big part of the reason I think that this little slot wide receiver coming in on this little touch pass in motion said, uh-oh, I don't know if I want to catch this ball because we got people flowing over with their hair on fire. I don't know if I want no parts of that. So now what we have is actually an incomplete pass, but in some situations, it could turn into a fumble. That's the Keenan Pili effect. You have to be very excited about that. He blew that one up as well, okay? That's subtle, right? Like he didn't, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but that is a big-time play by a big-time player in a big-time game. With the first one of the season is always big. Now, right here, let's pay attention to what's going on because we had talked about typically you'll see Keenan Pili taking his first steps forward. Well, this is 3rd and 7, and he can identify what's going on with the offense. They're not going to run it right here. It's going to be a pass play. So his first step is going into pass coverage. Goes back to him understanding what the heck is going on out there on the field. So beautiful job just kind of getting into his sets, but he's flowing from the inside out. He's not giving up on this play, even though there's 2 of his teammates right there to make the tackle. What's he going to do? Okay, on the 3rd and 7. And we know that yellow line right there is the first down marker, but watch what he does. I'm flowing over, boom. Very strong tackle, but it's not over with yet because watch what Keenan Pili does right here. Another veteran move. He's going to, boom, right here, look up. Oh, dang, this is the first down marker. Watch what he does here. Let me scoot him back a little bit, okay? Let me scoot him back some. That's what you want, man. Like, you need that. Those little inches matter so much, especially in the big-time ball games. He's going to make a huge difference. There's no question about that. You have to love what you're seeing as Volunteer fans. I hope that y'all are enjoying this. Now, this is going to be the last play, and the entire offensive line on the right side is going to be blocking down. So he just steps up in his gap the way he's supposed to. He kind of squeezes it, right? He squeezes it because the running back was on the left side of the formation. So he's going to squeeze it, kind of, take it down. Now he is the edge defender, on this line of scrimmage. He's going to come up, watch what he does. Makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage. So you have to love, again, what you're seeing from Keenan Pili. And hopefully y'all got the point of this entire video is just to show you that Keenan Pili is a stud. But our entire defense is going to take a huge step forward because, again, going back to 2022, 2023, the linebacking core is what teams focused on to attack on 3rd downs, all that. Whenever they needed a play, that's typically where they went. You won't be able to do that now with a guy like Keenan Pili out there leading our entire second level, leading our entire defense. Because, listen, we talked some about that, front 4, but also that 3rd level is going to be about the same type of a way where they're going to be very willing to come up and fill in run support. I think that the pass coverage gets better on 2nd and 3rd levels. So we're talking about a defense that I believe could potentially end up being top 10 and doesn't have the same sorts of weaknesses that we had before. And we're very deep at the linebacker position. I trust, pretty much 4 or 5 deep, or not 4 or 5 deep, but 4 or 5 players inside of that room on a very, very high level to come out and play and perform on Saturdays in critical games, all of that. So you have to feel good about where our Tennessee Volunteers are at. We will be watching that linebacker room very, very closely in fall camp. It's going to be starting up this Wednesday. So as always, y'all, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end. Please let me know y'all's thoughts down in the comment section. Do you think that Keenan Pili could be the new school version of Al Wilson for this team? Do you think he's going to help us to make it to the college football playoffs and maybe to win a national title? I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on it. But as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, family, and other Volunteer fans. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace.